right, hopefully your trees are dry now. So let's start to put some snow in, and we'll use some lavender, some blue, and some white. Let's start with putting lavender in, and it's important to get the snow in sort of irregular patterns, just laying on the top of these branches. So it won't be anything too regular, and the snow actually clumps up. And I'll put a little bit of snow in here and then hold this up closer to the camera so you can kind of see what's going on here. So I'm creating these kind of irregular shapes here. Of clump snow. And we can put a little bit of the dark purple in the back of the snow clump as it gets closer into the middle of the tree. And just dab these right on in. And just follow the pattern that you've used for putting your branches in to add the clumps of snow. So I'll hold this up in just a moment here. Let's get a little bit more in. And what we're doing is just giving the idea that there are branches underneath these clumps of snow that are catching the snow, and then the snow kind of creates these sort of boomerang shapes. Let me hold that up for you so you can see what I've done there. So this is the beginning of what our snow clumps look like. Can you see how those look a bit like boomerangs with little fingers down at the bottom? So that's a very effective way of showing those snow clumps. And we're just going to keep doing that. And trying to create a very irregular pattern of how the snow has collected on these trees. And towards the back of the clump, of course, it gets a little bit darker, so we're putting a little bit of purple in, and then we're going to add the sky blue and also some white in. But don't worry, if this gets too tedious and you feel like that you just want to put a few little sprinkles of snow, that's absolutely fine. Or as I said earlier, if it just seems like you don't want to put any snow at all, I think you'll still enjoy the painting and the trees. It's your painting, so we want it to look exactly how you want it to look. And you see how the the snow is kind of helping us distinguish one tree from the next, where the greens sort of blended together. We'll just keep that boomerang, that word is hard for me to say today, that boomerang shape going. And it has those little sort of snow fingers that come off the bottom edge. Let's put a few more down here. Maybe one down here. There we go. So we've got all of one tree with snow on it. So now we'll take a bit of our light blue, the same blue we use for the mountains and however much blue that you used in your sky, and just add a little bit of the blue here and there on the branches where we've added the snow in. And you can put even a little bit up here. Just dabbing that blue right on in. Just a little bit here and there. It doesn't need to be a lot. And then this one is almost done. We'll add a little bit of white here and there. All right, so we have a nice pattern there of snow. Now let's take just a little bit of white. We're not going to use much white because we've created an atmosphere where it looks like it might be dawn. It's not really, there's not a lot of sun, so we don't want to have too much of the white. So just a little bit here and there. Just a little bit, a little hint of white here and there. Maybe a little bit up here. Okay, and now for this one in the middle, let's just put, we'll put a little bit of blue here and there just to give the idea of the snow. Just a little bit here and there. Not too thick though. This is a smaller tree. And maybe a little bit of the purple, or lavender rather. I think I actually Took out a little bit of the tree limb there, so I'm putting a little green back in. You know, these things do happen. I might have to come back and touch that up after the paint has dried a little there. But that's the great thing about paint. You can come back in and just fix it however you need to. Okay, so let's add a little snow here. And again, I'm going to start with the lavender and just pick a spot and do that boomerang kind of shape wherever I want that snow to look like it's being held in the branches there. Some in the middle here. And of course, once we get the lavender in, then we'll come back over the top with some of our light blue. Don't want to forget these little fingers. And in the center, we'll make it a little bit darker. So we're almost done with our painting. We'll add a little bit here and there of the snow, of the blue, add a little bit more shadow. Are you getting faster at this? I think I am. I think I'm dabbing a little faster. And making sure I get those little sort of finger looking things coming down. Let's put a little bit of blue on this one, and it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. And we can add maybe a little lavender on this one too. A little blue. Okay, and then wherever we want it, we'll just add a little blue here and a little blue there. And if you missed anything over on the one to the left and you want to add a little bit, you just go right on over there maybe just a tiny bit more white here and there. Oops, there I go, hitting the camera again. All right, maybe a few more little white dabs and we'll put our white up here. Okay, I think that's looking good. I think that looks pretty nice. So let's put a little bit of snow on our tree over to the left, and then finish off the shadows down here, and we'll be finished. So you can just take whatever the smallest brush that you have and just kind of on the left hand side of these branches, add a little snow here. Doesn't have to be a lot. You can put as much in as you want. Just the idea that this tree also got snowed on. And of course the snow sort of catches any place that the branches form a V. And then we can put little bits of snow on the tiny branches too, just little white lines, just to give the idea that they too caught some of the snow. I hope you've enjoyed this painting. I certainly enjoyed doing it with you. And before you know it, we'll be back doing it as a group, I'm sure. But there is a certain benefit to be able to turn off the video and catch up, or just take a break, or you can even do the painting in more than one session by having it on the video, so there are advantages. All right, so we've got the white there. Let's take our medium-sized brush and we're just going to add a little bit more shadow in. So I've got a little bit of purple and a little bit of lavender. And let's just go down here wherever our tree might have left a shadow of some of its branches, and just add those. And they can come right on off the canvas, however you want that to happen. And we can even put a little blue too. Into our shadows there. And let's make a few more here. Maybe a nice big long one here. Make sure, which I didn't do, that you grab a little more water if you need to, so that the paint is still coming off smoothly. And we're getting our shadows in there, and maybe a little bit more blue. And let's add a little purple right around the edge of our shadow. And we can blend that in a little. Okay, now's the time if we want to touch up the sky. That will be our very last thing that we do. I'm just going to put a little bit more white. I want to have the clouds just be a little bit more white right behind my tree here. So I'm just touching that up a little. Just adding a little blue there, create a little drama over there. All right, well, I think it looks pretty good. I hope you're happy with it, however yours came out. And I think I should stop and let you stop, and we can admire what we've done there. All right, so there's our finished painting. It's been so nice painting with you today. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And I'm just going to scoot this back and be able to say that I hope to see you next time. I'm going to kneel down here because I've got that camera at a weird angle and say thanks for painting with me. Again, my name is Merri. It's been a delight. And here's the pretty snow scene that we created together today. How lovely. Take care, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.